At what point, Mike, and for what reason or reasons did alarm bells start to ring for you?
Yeah. Early on in 2020, I was in Nice with my wife when we heard tell of this virus coming, and I was really quite frightened. The annual Nice Carnival closed a day early. It's only about 30 miles, I think, from the northern Italian border, and we were very conscious that the virus could be in the crowd. I looked at the statistics, and it looked like at that age, 60, I might have a 1% chance of dying. I didn't fancy that, so I was quite worried. We went home, and as we came up towards the first lockdown, my concern moved to consternation, because I heard government advisors saying things that I just didn't understand why they were saying them, because I knew they weren't true. I could give a couple of examples about saying, well, we're not sure if you've survived this virus whether you'll be immune. And I thought, well, Immunology 101 will tell you that you should expect to be immune for a substantial period of time, possibly for life. And so at that point, I started listening and thinking, why are you saying these things? I also went to check what data there was in the public domain, like the Diamond Princess. There was an outbreak, big outbreak on a cruise ship, mostly occupied by people of my age and older, which are the prime group to get ill and die. And yet it looked like the lethality was at least 10 times less than they were telling us from Wuhan. And so I thought, by the end of it, I thought, the actual threat in the environment is not much worse than a severe influenza. It's not influenza, different virus, but that's the measure of the threat. And yet suddenly we started doing astonishing things like lockdowns. Seriously, it's so that's what around March. And my wife reminds me that after the first 3 weeks to flatten the curve, when it was extended, she reminds me often that I was tearing up and down the stairs saying, we are in so much trouble. I knew at that point. So seriously, I knew at that point something very bad was happening. And I'm afraid the impression that something bad has happened, as a professional scientist, it's been absolutely obvious to me by May 2020 that I'm afraid it's nothing like you've been told.